Okay, we're recording. Appreciate everybody joining me bright and early. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you for those that have responded so far to the chat. So what is your plan after high school? Would you say A, going to college or university, B, a trade or tech school, C, job, or D, only time will tell? We got some D's, we got some A's. And yes, I think it is funnier when somebody else is with you with certain things. So glad you guys are all joining me here. Appreciate it. If you can jump on the Nearpod link, I'd love for you to do that. That just helps you, stay focused and follow along. If not, you're on a device where you can't do that or you're unable to, you can always just watch here and then use the chat to respond to different things. Okay, well, just so you know, this lesson is being recorded for learning purposes. Here is something you could do today for your brain fuel. Couple things. I've actually already been up this morning and went to the gym and enjoyed some stuff and feel really good. But here's some things that you can do to warm up, especially since it's early in the morning, right? If you think about just maybe doing 30 seconds of jumping jacks, donkey kicks. I don't know if you've ever heard of donkey kicks before. So one of the things that tightens up on you quite a bit, especially when you are sitting down quite on the computer, is your hips. So what you do is you get on all fours and you kick your leg out. That's called a donkey kick. You can also go what we call fire hydrants, where you put your leg up and then swing it around and do a circular motion. That's really good. Or you extend one of your legs completely out and move it up and down. I think you'd be surprised at how much it actually works your hip and loosens your hips up, especially since you've been sitting for so long. Once you get older like me, you're always stiff. So the other one is Superman. Superman is you lay completely on the ground, get both your legs and your arms up, so you're kind of on your belly. This really works your core and also your back. And then bicycle. So if you turn over on your back and you cycle your legs like a bike, that works your abs as well. So maybe do like 3 or 4 rounds of that. That would really kind of do that. And that could be also for your activity log to do there. Okay, we're always promoting here pace, right? Make sure you participate, be positive, encourage others, and add to the lesson. Be active, present, take notes if you need to, ask questions, discuss. C, continuous 30 minutes of sustainable, moderate, vigorous activity is what we're trying to do. So something that we can do to get your heart rate up is what we want to do. If you do 15 rounds of that, then you got your workout for the day. Definitely. That's and it depends on where you're at, right? Like everybody is at different levels. And so 15 rounds maybe for somebody very active, maybe like you, maybe only like 3 or 4 rounds would be great for me. Okay. So it all depends on what it is, but really just trying to get that heart rate up. The last one is elevate yourself. How can you motivate yourself to become better and meet the goals that you need to? Okay, couple things. Let's talk about the course real quick. Where we've been, should be turning in weekly, have your weekly quizzes as well as your activity logs. And then this week, once again, we have a weekly quiz and our activity log. So as I go into the course, we have recordings, as you can see right here, posted on the announcement page. If you go to course plan, we're ending the end of block. I think this is supposed to be on the 19th, so I'll have to move that over there. But as you can see, this is the last live class. It'll be due next week. Everything will be zeroed out, and you have a little bit of time to finish everything up. Yeah, everything's coming down to the end, and then it's summer break. So you guys ready for summer? It's starting to warm up, which is fantastic. This week right here, have a couple things. Lesson recording, which we'll post right here. The Nearpod link, if you don't want to listen to my voice, it's fine. The lesson 6 quiz, which is on college and career quiz, and then your activity log. Some people, for this activity log, if you click some things, you actually, let me just click into it here. You can download this as an attachment, or you can make a copy of it as a Google Doc. If you use Google Docs and know how to do it, that's a good way there. If you don't, you can just download this right here, and you'll have your activity log that you can modify to make everything work and get those turned in. All right. Any questions you have on the course, what's happening, and where we're going? Okay, seeing none, we will move on. All right, so this is what we're going to talk about. Fun topic. Avoiding weight gain after high school. The great part about being in high school most of the time is for most people, your metabolism is so high, you're very active, running around, just doing things, enjoying it. I remember this is not a smart thing to do. I'm regretting it now today, and there's no way I could do it. We would used to go to Wendy's and as a group, and we would do what we'd call the home run. So we'd buy a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple burger. And the goal was to eat all 4 of those. Right now, I'm thinking that is just disgusting. Yeah. But it's what we did, right? And the thing is, like, I didn't really notice or gain any weight, probably because, still growing, still learning that. But after high school, things change. You go into a profession. Yeah, if you buy a triple, you should be super full. Yep. But we tried to pound all of those. Yep. So after graduation, you'll go into careers, you go into like additional schooling, you'll do all kinds of stuff. And a lot of these things are not as active as you possibly were in high school. Okay, so I have this quick video that speaks about why this is the case. And so it is a little bit longer, a little over 4 minutes, but I think it describes the scientific way around why more weight is gained after high school. And then we'll talk about what we can do to minimize that.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why we gain weight after high school. It sucks. I know there's people out there that's like, dude, I put on so much weight since high school. I put on so much weight since I got this sedentary job where I barely move. I have a very low activity level. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you what those factors are and why it happened. Now, 2 reasons, right? Just write them down really quick. And reason you gain weight after high school are contingent upon these 2 factors: your activity level and your daily caloric intake. Now, what do I mean by this? Let me give you an example. In high school, for instance, maybe you used to walk through periods, right? Walk to the bus, walk around, talk a lot. You had gym class, right? And then you had your school lunch, you had your breakfast at school, or you had breakfast at home, and then you had dinner at home, right? So let's just say you consumed around 2,000 cal per day, right? Then all that running around, that exercising, let's just say minimum, you burn around 400 calories just by movement. You moving a lot, you in gym class. Some athletes probably burn around 1,000, maybe 800, 900, just from all the running I used to do. I know I burned upwards to 1,000 calories in one day. And then by the end of the day, you go to sleep, and in reality, your body only retained 1,600 of the calories because it burned off 400 of it in maybe carbohydrates, right? This is in high school, right? Now, this is out of high school. Most of us out of high school, we maybe don't keep up with the same activity level. We're not running around from class period to class period. We're not in sports. We're not running to the bus. We're not waking up as early, right? So maybe, right, instead of that 400 calories worth of exercising and running around and going to gym class, maybe we only burn 50 calories. Let's just say 100 to be a little bit more reasonable, right? So we only burn 100 calories. And instead of consuming 2,000, we maybe consume 2,200 cal. And why did 2,200? Because, hey, instead of walking around and exercising, you could replace that time with eating out, buying extra groceries, board eating, which is just eating, picking up ice cream, picking up snacks. So that can cause you to get to 2,200 calories. And all in all, you are at 2,100 cal by the end of the day after all of that. So like I said, activity level and daily caloric intake, you've habitually been consuming around 2,000 calories since high school, right? But your activity level has changed. So you went from a high activity level, right, to a really low activity level with the same caloric intake. Hopefully you understand what I mean. And over time, you consuming just 500 more calories than you used to in high school. And say you used to stay slim, you never used to change weight, you always used to look the same. Over time, you're consuming over 500 calories of what you were used to per day. And you can see how this can compound. 500 calories per day, that's 3,500 per week, right? And then times 4, we're looking at 14,000 per month. And we can keep on going. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, there's 3,500 calories in 1 pound. So you probably just gained 4 pounds in just that 1 month just by consuming 500 calories over your average consumption that you were in high school, which actually caused you to gain weight, especially with that low activity level you've been experiencing. So that is really why we gain weight after high school. And it's due to the fact that our activity level decreases, but our eating stays the same. And that's
All right. So hopefully that kind of let you know why those things happen. Now it has just different trends, right? Whether you go to college or begin a career, weight gain is inevitable. Most weight gain for females happens right after high school graduation. But most weight gain by men is about after college, so about 4 years out of high school. But it's something that you need to continue just to watch and monitor and see what you can do. So you're probably thinking, I don't want that. So what we got to do, right? We have the causes, which they've already talked about. Decreased food activity, unlimited food choices, snacking, late night eating, convenient foods, drinking more calorie dense drinks, sodas, really bad. Solutions, okay? Just watch your portion size, right? So probably not going to Wendy's and trying to do the home run, right? That I talked about before. Just maybe 1 burger, right, is fine, not 4 and some that are triples and doubles and all kinds of crazy things. Make smart choices, okay? Just buy a 50 case of nuggets instead. Yeah, that's probably not good either, doing all that. So, sorry about that. My kid ran in and is like, I gotta go to school. So apologize. All right. So make smart choices. As I said, just think of things you can do. Increase your activity level. Choose fats wisely. So instead of maybe have a chicken burger instead of a regular burger all the time, right? Try different things like that. Drink low calorie beverages. And then exercise. They say at least 30 minutes a day, even if it's just walking or doing little kind of things, taking the stairs instead of an elevator, but not deep fried chicken. So you got to learn those kind of things over time. In your health class, I'm sure they'll have like nutrition and stuff like that, and they'll go over some of those things that are better for you than others. Some tools that they have, like MyFitnessPal. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a little app where you can put in what you eat and tells you your calories. You don't really realize how much you actually eat per day until you actually track it. So that's something that you might want to do if you're worried about this. Okay, so physically fit and productivity. Majority of people do not meet the recommended physical activities in a needed day. Physical activity increase the stimulation of blood flow, and so it helps you just get blood going through your body. Movement can also help memory and the learning process. That's what we talk about, brain breaks. One of the things that's always good, especially on testing and stuff like that, is I always make sure I exercise before, make sure I'm feeling good, that kind of stuff. Get up and move and smart collaboration. So being able to walk around, move around, being in a job. I mean, if you are at a desk job, going up and moving around. When I'm talking on the phone, I like to actually walk around and do that. So it's just those little things kind of help a lot. So creating a fitness plan for post-activity years, some things that you would look at doing is looking at what your BMI. So BMI isn't the greatest to kind of look at because some of us are more dense than others, but BMI is really easy. It's just a chart you can look at. You can look at your age, your height, and your weight and see where you're at BMI wise, and it should tell you where you're at. So that's something you can look at. A better way to do it is something called body fat percentage. And there's different kind of scales and everything you can do to be able to see that body fat percentage and see how much you're on there. So you can look at doing that, make sure you have appropriate equipment, what you need to do to get started. And a lot of it is maybe just like going out and finding people that know what they're doing, right? So I know if you gym passes are quite cheap. You can go get some for about $10 a month. And if you go there, they'll train you on how to use the equipment. They have these machines in there. They can show you what you need to do. They'll give you some advice on nutrition if you're not there, but the education is a lot, right? Being able to know what you should do to kind of keep those off. Okay, your word of the week is adulting. Someday you're going to graduate from high school and you're going to have to start adulting, and we're going to have to start watching your fitness, watching all that kind of stuff. And some people, like their metabolism's not good and they have to start earlier, right? Sometimes even in junior high or whatever. But we're all different, but we all have to adult. So adulting is the key word. So that is the end. Let me open up these slides if you wanted to go back and see anything here. And then I'll go back to the word. So that's up there. So everybody make sure they have that. And remember, this week we got the activity log. We have the quizzes. If you've missed anything, go back and make them up. Okay, we have until May 19th to get everything done, and then we are on break. So stay after if you have any questions. I'm going to stop the recording there, but I appreciate everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.